Hello, welcome to a new series on the channel. This is me showcasing the characters I create and have fun with in PoE. So before I go into like perfect details about what this character does and is, basically just to give a quick sum up, it's Tornado Shot. The tooltip DPS in my hideout is 48k. We use Tornado Shot with Mirage Archer, added cold damage support, greater multiple projectiles, elemental damage with attacks, and damage on full life. So we have a 6 link in our Queen of the Forest. We only use a 5 link for Herald Device. We're missing Onslaught. Our helmet has Tornado Shot fires an additional secondary projectile. It's only the tier 1, not the tier 2. The tier 2 of this enchant is looking at 35 exalts right now. We have decent gear, fixed reses. We did have a quantity setup. We were running like 72% quantity. I changed it out for real gear and made about 10x selling all my stuff. And then I handcrafted this for an extra additional arrow because Rigwold's Quill was too expensive. So I'll showcase simple burial chambers right now. I don't corrupt my maps on this character because you can't run physical or elemental reflect. Yeah, so I can't run every map type, and so I don't corrupt them. Currently using a necromancer to do all corrupt maps because it can run everything. Elemental reflect just gets my things killed. So this is a quick showcase of how powerful it is. There's actually 2 sextants on this right now. I forgot, so that's why there are special assassin dudes in my map. But you can tell I basically one-shot everything. This is a tier 5, it's nothing. I'll show a tier 16 after this. This was just to show a common burial chambers clear because everyone loves burial chambers. The doctor, like 11 exalts for 1 card, it's pretty insane. The clear is obnoxious. How much damage I'm doing is really insane. I can run T16 versions of it, like I have an Elder orb on it and I've uncompleted all the other burial chambers that I only have uncompleted all the other T16s. So my only T16 is burial chambers. It's pretty good. I use flame dash to get around. It's not actually like the normal way people would get around. They use Mirage Archer, this called Blink Arrow, but Blink Arrow is not instant for me because I guess I don't have enough attack speed, and so it gets me killed a lot. We rely on Leech to sustain our mana, so if you run a map mod that you can't leech mana, you have to run a mana flask instead of one of your potions. We use the Queen of the Forest, and we're getting the extra like 30,000 evasion rating for the 45,000 from a flask. It's just I'll go through all my stuff. I'll leave a link to a POV in the description below. I'll leave a link to the guide that I used in the description below. It's more detailed than any guide I can possibly write because it covers a wide variety of bow skills, and it's not just Tornado Shot. Like, this is a plug-and-play build. I could just plug in Scourge Arrow instead of Tornado Shot. It works. I can plug in like 8 different bow skills. So the main reason for this character is the Legion, the monolith. This is one of the best characters in the game at farming the Legion, next to like Essence Drain and Contagion. So I usually just loop my way around, make sure I get the good side first, Karui last because they're the worst. If I had, if I was running Deadeye, my clear would be better. But I switched back to RAIDER for immunity to ailments. I find it better for higher tier maps. It has more defensive capabilities than Deadeye. Deadeye is a squishy ball of mess that is really good at farming low tier maps because of the extra chaining and forking or whatever the hell the Deadeye thing is. Extra arrow or whatever. So it's good if you're farming currency and using quantity. It can help you get the extra damage you're missing in the build. But when you have normal items and you're not running Magic Find, you're not missing damage on Tornado Shot, and so you're perfectly fine to I haven't played this character in a little while. Sure you can tell. So here we have Val Haste to burst bosses. You want to put it just behind the boss, and it bounces and easy peasy. So there's the full clear of a burial chambers. I use my middle mouse button to portal out. That's the experience. If the bosses are super hard, I'll be using like blink arrow and stuff to get that extra DPS.
How are your maps?
So then I'll do a quick T16, but I won't clear the boss because this character is not really made for bossing. It's made for really fast map clearing and large AoE, so not recommended. Pretty sure this is worthless. I'm just gonna hold on to it. And we're gonna do the T16 Maze of the Minotaur, but I won't complete it. Let me just buy
Learn
some.
anything new?
Damn, I already did it. I don't want to trade. Elemental weakness, hex proof, seems fine. So I could also showcase this character doing the Legion battles. It's pretty good at doing Legion, because that area isn't very scary, to be honest. It's very predictable and very obvious the damage you're taking, and if you are skilled enough at the Legion stuff, then I believe this character can do very well. The only difference between this character and the ones that people make for Tornado Shot doing 5-man Legions by themselves is Headhunter. You literally just equip a Headhunter to this build and it would be the top tier build in the game. Same thing with Inspired Learnings. Just rework the skill tree for Inspired Learnings and you have the best build in the game at farming Legion, the endgame content. So yeah, you could tell my damage, I wasn't lacking any damage on a T5 burial chambers. We took it to a tier 16. I'm definitely not lacking any damage when it comes to clear. It's only on the single target where I have any issue. So if you wanted to take this build even further, you could run a Devoto's Devotion for more move speed. You could run Rigwold's School for more clear and better damage. You could run a Headhunter. You could get the enchant for the helmet.
My mana is gone.
You could run Magic Find potentially in the build at T16s. It's just more rippy because you'll have like 2700 HP. You could level it up to get more HP as well from the skill tree. You could tech a bit differently to do that. You could also run Elemental Hit instead of Tornado Shot, and you're actually able to get a lot more damage in the build while being a lot more, having a lot more survivability too, because you won't need to sacrifice so much health for the damage, because Tornado Shot's just weak. You need to really invest in Tornado Shot. It's kind of insane. It didn't start feeling good until I farmed a ton of T1 to T3 maps, Legion, for literal exalted orbs. It was really fun. Then I sold off my Magic Find and made myself the boss killer, which will be the next video. I made a Herald of Agony Juggernaut because I think right now the Herald of Agony Jug is probably one of the best builds in the game. I would love to go back to that and get a Comb's Heart because it was only like 6k HP with like 3500 regen and stuff, and I could take it a lot further, so that'll be the next video where I showcase the Herald of Agony Jug. I just want to give a nice showcase of this Tornado Shot build. So a tier 16 monolith, here we go. We'll do Not Karui. You can tell that I had some issue getting the whole monolith on burial chambers, and that's because the burial chambers monolith is terribly laid out and Herald of Ice doesn't work that well on it. If I had forked stuff from Deadeye, I full clear that every time. It's so easy, but because I'm running Raider, I don't have the clear potential to do that Legion specifically. I just cleared half the T16 Legion with no issue. You can tell I have the damage to do the Legion. I find when I get... Wow, that's a really good boot enchant. Damage penetrate. I think that's the enchant I would have on my boots if I went and got it. I'm pretty sure that's the one I would want to go for. But yeah, we clearly lack no damage killing T16 maps. I could potentially eat... I did Shaper on this originally. I cleared up to T16s on it, and now I can do them easily. Oh wait, why am I in the boss room? Yeah, okay, so that's a full clear of a Maze of the Minotaur other than the boss. looked like I had the damage, but I was really not about to go do that. So we can go through a few more things for the build that I've done. I think some things are different. So this is my ascendancies. So here's where we generate frenzy charges for free. Then we use the frenzy charges and get an extra one to gain stats. We gain phasing during onslaught. We pretty much have perma onslaught. So then the phasing, you just run through mobs all the time. It's beautiful. Phase runs really great. Don't discount having 3 mobility skills, guys. It's amazing. And only having 1 damage skill feels really good, especially tornado shot. And then this allowing you to be immune to elements while phasing. And since you're permanently phasing, it's great. So we run point blank in the build. You maybe saw how I stand melee range in the burial chambers boss. Ended up teching in like some weird extra health nodes and cutting off on some of the other stuff I was running. I tried like different variations of a tornado shot passive tree where you run like lionized fall to convert claw nodes to bow, but I just wasn't really feeling it. This way to do the tree seemed way better. Still relying on acrobatics at the high end, so we're not going to be tanking hits from Uber Elder. It's going to be very much, if you try to take this to Uber Elder, it would very much be killing it so quickly and praying with RNG. So it's just a DPS check at that point, and we can put a ton more DPS into the build. Like, the gear's nowhere even close to max, and it's already this powerful. When a character can do up to T16s perfectly fine, and it's not even made for that, it was a success in my book. I made this character to magic find low tier maps. I'll show you what it excels at. It's actually kind of crazy. So let me get a low tier map real quick. So we'll use Pier as an example. I think Pier's pretty bad. I would have loved having one of the lower tier maps, but it's just a knock and go. Grab a Pier, put it in, you go. Can't believe I got that. But the main reason I made this build is for this. This is how I was making my money. So watch this, time this from the start of this. You just go, go, go. You just go straight, looking for the monolith. Get some loot on our way. We had magic finds, so we were getting way more loot, tons of 6 sockets, etc. We were getting like 4 to 5 jewelers or like 6 sockets a map and stuff. It's pretty insane. Magic find is not to be discredited, you know. So I just run into a map, start the monolith, and then kill the monolith, and it would be just pretty good loot every time. Fairly consistent, good loot every time. Big mob density, all in one area. You just free them and loot, basically. You could get a few rips, but you're not gonna die like 6 times in a map. And since we're playing softcore, it's all about the money. So then I also had free portals out too. So the only cost you have is 1 elk in the map, and you could just keep doing this infinitely. And look at the loot I got. Like, these could have high rolled and got me some crazy div cards. And the cost is so cheap, and you should be able to sustain the maps. I had another Pier from something else, and that's how I was doing it. Made more characters with my currency. I'll show you guys those in the next videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.